Howdy everybody, welcome back. Been a minute, Age of Overlord has been released, and a lot of crazy new stuff has come along with it. But I'm a little late to the party, which seems to be a trend these days for these new sets. So instead of showing you all of the things that all of the other YouTubers are talking about, a lot of the other more mainstream combos, I'm going to show off something for an older deck, Scareclaw, which is a deck that I've made 1 or 2 videos about already. I really like Scareclaw as a deck, and we have a new Visas card that just got released, and there are a few important things about this card in Scareclaw specifically. Number 1, it's a level 4 tuner. Its name becomes Visas Starfrost while it's on the field, and technically it has an effect that can extend from hand, but the most important thing about this card in Scareclaw is that it's basically a normal summonable Visas, which lets you go into Lightheart. So it's just yet another 1-card combo starter for the deck, but it can also do a lot of other crazy things. As you can see in my extra deck here, we have a bunch of synchros. We're going to be doing stuff with Ancient Fairy Dragon. As you can see in the hand right now, we have a level 4 tuner and a level 3. So just a quick example of what we're going to be doing. So what we can do is normal the Visas, and since its name becomes the regular old Visas, we can make the Lightheart to grab our Reichphobia. Reichphobia will grab the Reichheart. Now, if you started with Reichheart in hand already, you just want to grab any of your level 3s. So this Visas plus any Scareclaw gets you to kind of all the main combo lines I'm going to be showing off in this video. Next, we can go ahead and summon out the Reichheart. It's going to grab a rival. We can then summon the Acro, summon back the Samsara, make a Ancient Fairy Dragon now. And the convenient thing about Scareclaw is that it's always going to have a field spell, so Ancient Fairy Dragon is always going to get some nice advantage. And it gains you life if you want to win in time, which is also really good. So off of Ancient Fairy Dragon, you can basically search any field spell you want. And we'll get into some of the applications for side decking later. The main thing you're probably going to be adding is like another one of the Visas field spells. And the one that I like the most is Calarium, because not only does it allow you to search the regular Visas, it can also search any other Mannadium card, which can help you make other synchro plays. So we're going to use the Visas to pop our Lightheart here. Lightheart has an effect that lets it summon back. And we're going to use these two to make a Barone. So now we have a negation effect. Then we can banish these two Engrave to summon out the Astrolabe. Alternatively, you can banish the Samsara, instead of the Reichheart, just in case you want to keep the Reichheart Engrave. But either way, it doesn't really change the end board. It's just whatever you want to do. So we can then use these 3 to go into the Triheart. And of course, as you know, Triheart is kind of the heart and soul of the Scareclaw deck. So we got a nice little 2-card combo here. Ends on our Triheart, which a lot of decks struggle to deal with. And we have Barone, which can set up a... well, not set up a negate, it is